Hello, this is Joe Zepp's attic lift. I shouldn't really say Joe Zepp because I had a lot of help from the internet and YouTube. I want to thank Dennis, who helped me out quite a bit, and Snake from Snake's Welding, all my friends, Jerry, my son Joe, and Bob, and everybody else that helped. It's really a simple operation. Here's what it looks like. Okay, here's how it works. Simple operation with the switch. You have a down and up. Now, down comes all the way down, nice and smooth, attached with the cables. You need to stop it before it hits the ground, and then back up again. You notice the aluminum pieces to help guide it, and there's an automatic shut-off at the top. That's about it. Okay, this is the platform. The platform itself is made up of half-inch threaded black pipe, all standard lengths, fastened with junctions to the pipe. 3/4 inch plywood, and the dimensions on my particular one, because of the width of the joist, was 22 inches by 40. And on the top here, you notice this is a stop for the micro switch. When it gets up by the roof rafters, it turns the motor off, or you possibly could have damage because the motor doesn't have a safety switch on it. So you need to have a micro switch, which I'll explain later. Okay, here we are in the attic. This is the most complex part of the operation because it depends on how the roof rafters are put together. But this mechanism here has to be built on the ground and then taken up. Now, this is the motor. Okay, the motor is a 440-pound electric hoist from Carbella's. Originally, we bought it at Harbor Freight, but the shaft size was not the right size. So this is where I got the help from Dennis. And what we had to do, we had to get it from Carbella's. And what we had to do here, here's where the welding went from Snake's Welding. This axle here is actually a tube at overhead garage door. And those are 4-inch wheels or pulleys, one on each side. And you notice there's a couple of bearings to hold them in place. And I've got my part from Dennis at overhead garage door. Okay, the motor, when it came, this hole had to be cut out, and that was from Snake's Welding. And then what he had to do was weld a 3/4 inch impact socket to it, and that fit right into the shaft of the motor. So that tubing was the axle, and that worked out pretty good. Had a little rigging problems, and what you need to do is a little bit of patience, and you can get it done. Now this is actually the micro switch assembly. This I had to actually modify. The switch that came with the motor was mounted on the side, and what I had to do is disconnect it and extend the leads over to a roller switch, micro switch, that I got from Honeywell, which makes the electric stop. Once the carriage or platform comes up, it hits the stop and automatically stops it, because if it doesn't, you could do some damage up here. So you need to have that mechanism in place. Okay, we'll go over the operation again. It's on the ground. Now it's going to come up very slowly, and it should hit the auto stop. Stop. And that sits right exactly where you want it to sit. A few points about the hoist. It takes a lot of patience and trial and error to get it right with the rigging, to get it level and to get it smooth. The switch had to be extended because they don't give you enough room. So it's just 4 wire. I just extended it and spliced it. This way it would hang all the way over here. That can be used from downstairs or upstairs. Now the whole project cost me probably about $250. And it was a lot of fun doing it.